Andrew Au, how are you, my friend?
I'm good. I'm good.
All right, well, listen, we're going to dive into a 5-minute Biscuit Blitz. The blitzes, of course, are a way for us to introduce charlatans that inspire us to our readers. And so you've been up at the top of our list, and I'm excited that we got to carve this time out together.
I appreciate that.
Before I start the 5-minute clock, though, tell everyone who you are, how long you've been in Charlotte, and what you do.
Okay, so my name is Andrew Au. I've been in Charlotte since 2008 when the recession hit, and I literally packed up my car with not that much money in my bank account and just drove here and found a place to live and did temp jobs until I could figure stuff out. So that's a fun story. And then I'm currently the Director of Operations at Digital Charlotte, a project of the Night School of Communication at Queen's University of Charlotte.
Got it. And may I say that I'm having webcam envy right now. You look glorious. Whatever
thank you.
equipment you're using has put us all to shame.
Yeah, I mean, it's on brand for me to be a really big tech geek because of my work and because of, if you know me personally, and I've done a lot of tweaks to make sure that I could get the best camera possible for all my.
All right, well, I'm going to just take it all in as I start the clock here. So let me do that. And let's start with what you mentioned. As the Director of Operations for Digital Charlotte, over at Queen's University, I would love your perspective on how this work that you do around the digital divide, how has this been exacerbated by the crisis that we're in right now?
So it was always in our viewpoint about the digital divide here in Charlotte and in the state of North Carolina, and then even just nationally. It's only been elevated to a topic of conversation once we realized that we can't do in-person things anymore and we have to do everything online. And that disconnect between residents of the state of North Carolina and Mecklenburg County has been just like at the front of everyone's views. The statistic from us is back in at least 2012 when we last did the survey, 20% of Mecklenburg County residents were disconnected from the internet or had effectively dial-up service or worse. And now more than ever, when speed of internet is vital to get an education, to connect with your teachers, connect with your classmates, to complete assignments, it is important to have the best internet available, as well as the tools, computers, laptops, iPads, or just the know-how to do that. And the digital divide, we consider that a lack of access to technology, a lack of access to internet access, and a lack of access to skills, knowledge. So for us, even though we were aware of it, it is now gone beyond the bubble of what we work in and who we work with. And we're hoping that as a result of this, as the effect of what is happening, is that we could increase broadband availability to everyone, and that the access and the technology will be available to everyone now.
Well, so tell me how your role at Queen's, at Digital Charlotte, has adjusted in this vital work that you're doing in this space. How has that changed during this period?
Yeah, so before, what we were doing was in-person workshops. We would partner with an organization or a community, and we would work with them to provide in-person workshops where we would get in a classroom, have bodies in the room, and work on laptops and teach 6 one-hour classes over a 6-week period. And then for some programs, we actually had incentive laptops that at the end of completion, they would be able to take home the laptop they've been working on, because the knowledge transfer would, you would lose the knowledge transfer if you didn't have the actual device to go back home and use. Now that we are unable to do so, we have pivoted. We don't have a direct answer of what to do. We've done a lot of podcast interviews, hosted our own, and I got on others to kind of spread the message and spread the knowledge of why digital inclusion is important and why people need access to all the things I mentioned before. but we're still trying to figure out our groove. We tried online office hours where we'd be able to provide these Zoom rooms where people would jump in and be able to ask us questions on any computer help and skills. And there wasn't that much, unfortunately, people joining us, and we don't know whether it was because of the time of day, the times that we offered, the days we offered, whether we need to be offering it more, whether we need to be offering it at towards specific markets. We're still trying to figure out the pivot. We're just trying to understand what we can do to do our best, and we're still kind of creating ideas, generating ideas and throwing them against the wall and trying to see what sticks.
Great. Well, in our final 45 seconds, what I want to focus on is your life as a new dad. Tell us how old your son is and what has it been like being a new dad doing stay at home?
So it has been great and crazy all at the same time. Noah is now he's over a year old. He turned 1 in March. It's been crazy to spend these last really 2 full months with him and see all these different developmental steps he's taken. It's been amazing, to be honest. It is one of those bittersweet things where you realize why you're home to see this happen, but it's been great to see it happen in the first place. The fun fact for me is that yesterday, May 20th, was my birthday. And I was actually talking to my wife about this, that like, it was a great birthday, even though I was quarantined, because I got to spend so much time with her and Noah that whole day. And, just like really thinking through it, like from a different perspective of like, if I was still going to work on campus, if she was still going to work on her school campus, and we had to drop Noah off at daycare, I would only have gotten, a couple hours in the morning if he decided to wake us up at 5, and then a couple hours when we get home, and then, maybe we got a babysitter and maybe we go out to dinner, right? But so then that only leaves like 3-4 hours that I would have to see him. And instead I got to spend the whole day with him, So even though it's like maybe it's a weird perspective to take of considering it like special that I spent my birthday in quarantine, like I got to spend time with the people that I care about the most. So even though it was weird, I still really appreciate every one last of these moments that I've had with them.
Well, we are living in a very weird time right now. It's surreal. And so when we can take on the perspective of finding the gold inside of the gifts that are hiding inside of the crisis, I think that's a healthy way in. And clearly that's a perfect example of that. So happy birthday to you.
Thank you.
It happens to be on Mech Deck Day. So that tells me that you are meant to be in Charlotte with your growing family.
Yes. Yes.
Thank you for spending 5 minutes doing the Biscuit Blitz with me. And thanks for all the incredible work you're doing at Digital Charlotte, at Queens, and with our community. It's so crucial. And as you've made abundantly clear, more important now than ever before. So thank you, man.
Thank you. Thank you.
Talk to you.